I'll leave that to the people. So, like,
All right, I'm gonna start a little later just because we got everybody settled in.
shorter to that football.
Okay. This guy in a Hawaiian shirt over here to the right says, if anybody doesn't show up, I'll buy it to you.
Okay.
I said, I'll let you know in 20 minutes.
God bless him. I was talking to Dusty the day I got here. He was telling the story about him losing the empty money at the blackjack table the night before.
The online guys have been moving at least.
Oh, they are?
They are.
Oh,
Retro
good.
and
Good.
Station.
Oh, here too.
Yeah.
I think everybody will be on. Ray Murphy, Div. There's a funny thing. Like, no one knows what number. What league are you in? I don't know.
I don't even work. I don't even know that
You
anymore.
were numbered when we did it on. I know. Well, if we go a little past top of the hour, it's not the end of the world anyway.
All right, so we're live. We're on Twitter live and we're on YouTube.
We're live
right
now?
Live now. So start that song and dance number.
Talk about doing nothing live.
We'll get it going. All right, let's get settled in. Get to your seats, please. We'll get this started. We got a lot of people to honor. Plus, we need to see who we're missing. So please sit in your seats if you can. All right. All right, grab your seats, please, so that we can see who's missing in each league. And we'll get started here. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 23rd annual NFBC Las Vegas main event. Give it up for 23 years of live events in Las Vegas. The NFBC has come full circle as we debuted in 2004 at the Rio, and we are here again 22 years later at the Rio. In 2004, we had a total of 231 teams in our contest, 231. We had only 195 main event teams that year. One of the owners that first year was the rock star Meatloaf, who drafted right there in League One. Same room, we were in the same room. We lost a lot of money that first year, but we continued on, and this year we will have over 25,000 baseball teams, and we'll award over $5 million in prize money. Since 2004, we have awarded over $116 million in prize money and counting. Give it up. Some of you have money, some of that money. This is a record year for the NFBC. We've already maxed out the auction championship. We've maxed out the online auction championship. We think we're going to max out the Draft Champions National Championship. We're going to max out the RotoWire Online Championship. So for myself, Tom, Jeff, Brian, and everyone involved in the NFBC, we say thank you very much. This year, we're also going to sell out the main event for a 22nd straight year. We're not there yet, but we have, I think, 8 guaranteed spots left. And I wouldn't doubt if we sell out by Sunday. We still got to put the jigsaw puzzle together and get these leagues filled, but we definitely are going to sell this out. And again, we can't wait to award one of you the $200,000 grand prize at the end of September. You could be the person that wins the $200,000 grand prize. Of course you could, because sitting right next to you is some former past champions, league champions, overall champions. Every league's got a lot of guys that have won that. This whole room is filled with past league and overall champions, and we love to celebrate them every year on what we call the Stage of Champions. This is one hell of a Stage of Champions and one hell of a room. This is a great sight from up here, trust me. So let's get right to it. We're going to honor our past champions today by calling all of them up here on the Stage of Champions, our Hall of Famers and past overall champions. We have 7 of the 11 owners in the NFBC Hall of Fame here with us today. And we have almost 20 past overall champions here today. I'm going to call each of them up here right now. I want them to join us up here on the Stage of Champions so that we can celebrate what they've won already. Let's start out with our NFBC Hall of Famers. From the very first Hall of Fame class, he won the 2010 main event. He's second with the most main event league titles at 11 league titles. Let's give it up for Steve Trapinka. Also from the first Hall of Fame class, he won 4 main event league titles during our first 6 years and has 6 main event league titles to his credit. Let's give it up for Sean Childs. The third member of the NFBC Hall of Fame, he's the only 2-time main event overall champion, having won titles in 2009 and 2011. He also won the online championship overall title in 2009. He won the 2019 Draft Champions National Championship, the only 4-time NFBC overall champion. Let's give it up for the great Lindy Hinkleman. This 3-time NFBC national champion won the main event overall title in 2018. Then he won the $50 Draft Champions National Championship in 2023 before winning the 2024 online championship overall title in 2024. He has won 8 main event league titles so far. Let's give it up for 3-time national champion and Hall of Famer, John Posma. We inducted this person into the NFBC Hall of Fame 3 years ago after he proved his dominance in the auction format, winning 5 NFBC Diamond League titles in 7 years, while battling for the auction championship overall title multiple times. Let's give it up for NFBC Hall of Famer Sean Johnson. We inducted this person into the NFBC Hall of Fame last year after he won the 2024 NFBC main event overall title. He's been with us since 2004 and has the 3rd most NFBC main event league titles with 10. Let's give it up with the gold jacket, Clark Olson. Now let's get to our past NFBC overall champions. He won the NFBC main event overall title in 2013. He has the best looking sidekick of anyone here today. Let's give it up for Dan Simsel and Huxley. Way back there. Sorry to put you way back there, Dan. This person is a Hall of Famer in the NFFC, our football competition, but he's also an overall champion in baseball, having won the 2015 NFBC main event overall title. Let's give it up for charter member Glenn Schroeder. This fellow cheesehead is a 3-time NFBC overall champion, having won the online championship overall title in 2016. Then he won the main event overall title in 2020. He also won the 2025 Draft Champions National Championship. He beat over 5,000 teams last year for that title. Let's give it up for Madison's finest, James Timoni. We've got a nice plaque for James right here. James? Good job. You bet. They call this guy the robot because he's so mechanically good at winning in our contests. He had a season for the ages in 2021 as he won the main event overall title and the 2021 auction championship overall title. He's also won 9 main event league teams since 2019. 9 main event league titles since 2019. Let's give it up for Phil Dussault. This person won the 2012 online championship overall title. He also has 3 national titles in the NFFC. Let's give it up for Packer fan extraordinaire, Michael O'Brien. He won our very first NFBC Cutline Championship in 2016 before he got immersed in the sports collectibles industry. Let's give it up for NFBC veteran John Statmiller. Speaking of the NFBC Cutline Championship, this person is in Las Vegas for the first time because he qualified for the CLQ, and we hope he returns each year. He's the only 3-time NFBC Cutline champion, overall champion, having won that title in 2019, 2021, and 2024. He's also won the Diamond Challenge Points overall title in 2013, the Diamond Challenge Roto overall title in 2015. Give a nice welcome to Bob Katsarumpis. Let's honor another Diamond Challenge Roto overall winner. Give it up for the 2023 champion, Doug Gruber. This next person won the online championship overall title in 2022, and last year he became the first person to ever enter 4 NFBC main event leagues and win all 4 league titles. Let's give it up for Andrew Geller. This person won the NFBC Best Ball Championship overall title in 2023. He qualified for this year's CLQ Championship, so he's here. Let's give it up for Aaron Jones. Let's give it up for our 2023 NFBC Auction Championship overall winner, the good doctor, Matt Shepard. This 3-time NFBC overall champion won the debut online auction championship in 2021. And we have 2 nice plaques for him right now as he won the 2025 Best Ball Championship and the 2025 Gladiator Championship overall titles. Let's give it up for Zach Waxman. We have another defending champion with us today as this person won the $150,000 grand prize by winning last year's RotoWire Online Championship. We've got a plaque waiting for him here. Let's give it up for Thomas Warner. And now the person who is trying to become the first back-to-back main event overall champion, let's honor and welcome the 2025 main event champion, Todd Hoppy. Tell him, come on up here. Todd, you gotta say something. You bet. You can't just take the money and run. Good job.
Okay. I'm going to keep it quick because people want to draft. I'm also a little hungover from the MTM party last night. All right. So I'm not much of a public speaker, so I asked my friend Andrew Geller here to write a speech for me. Let's see here. I'd like to thank my family for all of their support and also my great competition here, especially DeGilt. It was a fun ride to the overall title and an honor to achieve what some people are saying was the second most impressive accomplishment in the main event last year. Okay, yeah. I'd like to wish all of you best of luck this year competing for second place. Thank you, #1 time. Yeah, great job.
That was definitely written by you. Definitely. Who needs a ghostwriter like that? All right, and last, but certainly not least, this person has won the last 2 NFBC Auction Championship overall titles. He's also won 4 main event league titles. He's placed in the top 10 of the main event overall 3 times. He has finished in the top 10 of our national contests 14 times. He's one of the most consistent players in NFBC history. Let's give it up for the newest member of the NFBC Hall of Fame, Mike Mager. You can put it down.
No pressure, Mike, but we all expect just absolute monumental speech.
Oh, okay, as long as there's no pressure. Thanks. It's very dangerous to give a lawyer a microphone and a captive audience, but I'll try not to abuse this opportunity. First things first, I want to express my sincere thanks for this honor, which means a lot to me. I love baseball, fantasy baseball, and competing in the NFBC, and so to be recognized in this way is very special. What makes this recognition especially meaningful is the extremely high caliber of players who are currently in the NFBC Hall of Fame, as well as the many amazing players whose skills are worthy of induction. When I thought about what I wanted to say today, the recurring feeling I had was one of gratitude, so please indulge me, because I need to thank a number of people who have played meaningful roles in my NFBC journey. First, I have to thank the love of my life, my wife, Diana. She stole my heart over 40 years ago and still makes me feel like the luckiest man alive. Together, we've raised 3 awesome kids, Alexandra, Gregory, and Benjamin, and we could not be more proud of them. Diana's not here today because honestly, she'd rather have root canal than fly to Las Vegas for 4 days of baseball drafts. Even though she thinks I'm absolutely crazy at times, she's exceedingly patient and supports my love and obsession for fantasy baseball and NFBC contests. Folks, if you're fortunate enough to have success in the NFBC, please make sure your spouses or significant others share in the spoils in some meaningful way. Diana makes so many sacrifices, both large and small, that have enabled and contributed to my NFBC success. During baseball season, we never go anywhere without internet access. I'm as boring as hell on Sundays doing fab. Diana often volunteers to drive me places while I fiddle with my lineups. During the winter, we tend to watch a lot of movies on Netflix and various series, and then come late March, those get pushed aside for the MLB Network and extra innings package. When one of my starting pitchers gets shellacked, Diana somehow puts up with my mood changes and attempts to cheer me up, even without fully understanding the sheer devastation that has befallen my precious ratios. I could go on, but you get the idea. There are a number of important people for me to thank today, but I had to start with Diana. Next, I'd like to thank everyone associated with the NFBC, with a special thanks to Greg and Tom, who have been here throughout my entire NFBC journey. It's difficult for me to describe just how much fun I've had drafting and managing NFBC teams over the years. I've always loved baseball and grew up playing baseball and Stratomatic baseball. Later on, I started playing fantasy baseball in a home league and various sites and was hooked. After enjoying some minor success, I set out to find tougher competition and higher stakes and discovered the NFBC. Once here, I had found my home for fantasy baseball. I love Roto, and in my opinion, the NFBC's primary rules, including 15-team leagues, 2 catchers, 7-man benches, and no IL spots or trading, are just perfect. I love the variety of contests. The Draft Champions format is such a fun puzzle to unravel, and every year it helps me learn the player pool and gets me through the winter. I love snake drafts, and the main event is truly special, but I have a particular fondness for auctions. If there's anyone here who has not tried a live auction, I encourage you to do so. No matter what your preferences might be, the NFBC runs full first-class events, and for me, the 2 weekends of live events feel like Christmas in March. That said, the absolute best thing about the NFBC, and what I really want to thank you guys for, is the amazing community you have helped develop. I have made so many friends through the NFBC that I can truly say that your venture has enriched my life. For folks that might be attending their first live events, let me tell you, they get better and better every year as you make new friends and acquaintances. In some ways, the NFBC's live events are like a family reunion, only much more fun because this family shares the same love and passion for fantasy baseball. Good luck trying to explain to your cousin or uncle how many fantasy baseball teams you're managing, the money you have invested in them, or the time you devote to drafting and managing them. They'll look like you have more than just a few screws loose. And maybe we all do, but damn, this hobby is fun. On the topic of friendships, next I want to thank the very first friend I ever made through the NFBC, Dan Kenyon. When I first joined the NFBC, I gravitated towards draft champions leagues, back when they used, God help us, 8-hour clocks. In some drafts, folks would post frequently in the chat space, and I met a kindred spirit in Dan, with whom I'd pass time chatting about baseball while waiting for picks to be made. For folks new to the NFBC, back in the day, before Twitter and Discord, the NFBC forum used to be hopping, and Dan posted so often that he had his own directory, Doughboy's Daily Stuff. It was a great destination for well-written player analyses, strategy discussions, baseball stories and trivia, and posts that provided me with background on the early days of the NFBC and some of the regular players and personalities. When I was on the fence about trying to step up to the main event, Dan gave me great advice on what to expect. Dan has an unmatched love of baseball and is a heck of a fantasy player in his own right. I'm honored that he came back to Vegas this year to see everyone and also be here for this. It's been great to see you again, Dan, and thank you. While talking about Dan, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a quick shout out to my friends on a long-running text thread. I cannot for the life of me remember the circumstances under which 5 fellow NFBC players and myself wound up on a text thread. I'm not even sure when it started. I think it might have been 2017. We've texted about everything from the NFBC, drafts we've been in, baseball news, trivia, labor issues, overrated players, underrated players, injured players, etc. While some of the guys are not as active as they used to be, our thread is still going strong and has brought me a lot of joy, knowledge, and laughter over the years. Only some of the guys were able to make it to Vegas this year, but I want to thank all of them. Dan Kenyon, Brian Vogel, Scott Davis, Chad Fleming, and John Posma. Next, I want to thank the second friend I ever made through the NFBC, Mike the Mouth Masato, AKA Godfather of the NFBC. What nice things can I say about Mike that he hasn't already said about himself? Well, maybe a few things. I first met Mike in draft rooms and then in person when I started drafting live in New York City. Despite the sometimes gruff persona, Mike is secretly an extremely nice guy and awesome ambassador for the NFBC. I think it was the second time I was going to be drafting live, and Mike asked if I'd be interested in joining what's now the MTM Ultimate League, but back then it was the MTM Super. I wasn't quite ready to make that jump in entry fees, but Mike invited me to watch the draft and then join everyone for the post-draft steak dinner, which used to start around midnight. Well, I went that night and had a ton of fun with a great group of guys and decided to join the league the following year. Mike found a spot for me, and when I took down the league title the following year, he even let me come back. The MTM Ultimate is my all-time favorite league, thanks in large part to Mike's enormous efforts to make the league truly special, combining cutthroat, high-stakes competition with the feel of a home league. Mike is a better fantasy player than he's sometimes given credit for and a tremendous marketer for the NFBC. He's also an innovator who has played a role in many things we now take for granted, including shorter clocks for draft champions leagues, high-stake leagues, the Midnight Madness draft, parties in Vegas and New Jersey, the main event league selection show, and the Iron Balls KDS. Mike is a fantastic friend who has helped bring people together, fill leagues, keep drafts moving, and has contributed a lot to the community we all enjoy. Speaking for myself, Mike has played a key role in many of my favorite NFBC experiences. Thank you, Godfather. Okay, I'm almost done. Thanks for your patience. The next person I want to thank is my friend Vlad Sedler. A little over 2 years ago, when we were more acquaintances than friends, Vlad reached out and asked if I wanted to write for FTN. At the time, writing fantasy baseball content was not even on my radar, and so I asked Vlad for some time to mull things over. The more I thought about it, the more I wanted to give it a try. Vlad gave me a great opportunity to try something different, and he stuck with me even when my first effort read more like a legal brief than a fantasy baseball article. Vlad is a true master at his craft and a great guy to boot. While I think of myself as a high-stakes player as opposed to a content provider, I've really enjoyed writing and doing some podcasting about fantasy baseball. I think it's made me a stronger player. Thank you, Vlad, for the opportunity to work for and with you at FTN and for your friendship. Finally, last but not least, I'd like to give a huge thank you to my best friend and partner in multiple auctions every year, Mark Winokur. I first met Mark virtually in various NFBC draft rooms many years ago, and later in person one year when he drafted in New York City. I had a great time hanging out with him that weekend, and sometime later, I agreed to partner with him in the league. While I had never managed a fantasy baseball team with a partner before, I was a little nervous about it. We seemed to have a similar general philosophy. I decided to give it a try, and I'm very glad that I did. Since sharing our first team, we've become great friends. Again, thank you, NFBC, and enjoyed considerable success as partners. I think our partnership has helped our solo games. It certainly has made me a better player. Even more importantly, we've had a ton of fun prepping, drafting, and managing teams together. We celebrate our players' successes together and commiserate their underperformance and injuries. We support each other throughout the grind of the long baseball season, irrespective of whether it involves a shared team or one of our solo teams. We each put a ton of effort into our shared teams, and we make decisions together, and we win or lose together without ever keeping score of who is right or wrong. But we do challenge each other frequently and debate players, draft strategies, and lineup and fab decisions, and each one of us is willing to both advocate passionately while also remaining flexible enough to compromise, with the goal always to simply make the best decisions possible for our teams. While it hasn't always been easy at times, it's always been fun. And the really cool thing is I think we're still getting better as a team, and our best is yet to come. Mark is a great fantasy player and a real expert in the auction format, but he is an even better friend. He saw this day coming long before I ever did and has been my biggest supporter within the NFBC. Mark, sincerely, thank you. Okay, enough of this gratitude and sappiness. Thank you, NFBC, for this incredible honor, and thanks to all of you for indulging me today and for your friendship and competition. I feel like it's time to start drafting main event teams. Good luck, everyone, and let's have a great baseball season.
All right, I'm going to let these guys get back to their seats. Next year.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yep. You killed.
Okay, just a couple of quick announcements. Just remember, we're going to take a 10-minute break after round 10. We'll have a nice lunch in the middle there after round 20. And then we just need to clear out this room by 3 p.m. because we got to put these walls up for the platinum and the 2 auctions. So we still have plenty of time to look at the boards and such. Okay, everybody get to your seats. We're going to get started here. All facilitators.
Thank you for joining us on the High Stakes Fantasy Network podcast. To get in the game, go to playnfc.com.